Today I am going to explain few problems and MCQs in moving charges and magnetism. First we will discuss the first problem, that is, it's not a problem, simple two statements they gave. We have to explain which option is correct. The statement A is that the moving charge can produce not only electric field but also magnetic field. Means if a charge moves, right, if the charge is at rest charge can produce only electric field. Rest charge can produce the electric field. But if the charge is in motion, moving charge can produce the electric and magnetic fields. It is the true statement. It is the true statement. That means A statement is the true. And now what about the B statement? That is the force exerted by the magnetic field on moving charge or current carrying conductor only but not on stationary charge. Force is exerted by the magnetic field on a moving charge or current carrying conductor. If a charge moves, if Q charge moves with certain velocity V in the magnetic field, on that charge force will act. That force formula is the QVB sin theta. Or if a current carrying conductor, it carries I current and length L. If it is kept in the magnetic field, on this also force will act. That force formula is ILB sin theta. That means in these two cases, the force will act. In these two cases, force will act. That means the second statement also, right? Second statement also true. If the charge is at rest, no force on the stationary charge. That means the both the statements are true. This is the first solution. Let's go for the second problem. What they gave in the second one. It's also conceptual question. What they are asking in this. This is our second question. The second question is that a charged particle of mass m, is a charged particle of mass m, charge q travels in circular path of radius small r that is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Time taken by the particle to complete one revolution. Okay, that is our question. What is this? This is the q charge. It is enters into the magnetic field with velocity v, right? It is entered into the perpendicular magnetic field. Whenever any charge enters perpendicular to the magnetic field, that charge will move in the circular path, right? If q charge enters into the magnetic field with velocity v, then that q charge will move in circular path. It will move in circular path. Then in this radius of the circle we will take as r. If velocity is perpendicular to the field, the charge will move in circular path. Okay, charge moves in circular path. In this case, the force on charge, magnetic force on charge serves as centripetal force. Centripetal force formula is mv square by r, where m is the mass of the charge, v is the velocity, r is the radius. Force on charge formula QVB sin theta, but v and b are perpendicular, that's why theta is 90 degree. Then from this we will get the r formula. If we simplify, we will get as r is equal to mv by qb. This is the formula for the radius of the circle along which the charge moves. Next one, I want the time period. Time period means time taken to complete one revolution. Time is equal to distance by speed. This is the formula you know very well. Then how much distance it can travel in one revolution, that is the 2 pi r. Its speed is v. Here we derived the r formula previously, that is mv by qb. Then by speed is v. If we simplify, we will get the answer as 2 pi m by qb. The right option is the second one. Let's go for the next problem. That is the third problem. The third problem is very simple. It is a vector form of Bayat Savatla they are asking. Right? Okay, you take the screenshot and note it. What is a vector form of Bayat Savatla? You see, they gave the four options set here. This is our third question. Right? Magnetic field due to small current element dl at a distance r and element carrying current I, vector form of Bayat-Savart law. This is a current wire. It carries current I. On this small element I am taking, the small element length is dl. From this at a distance r, I want the magnetic field. Then we have to use the Bayat-Savart law at here. That is according to Bayat-Savart law. But we know according to Bayat-Savart law, we write like this. That is dB bar is equal to nu naught by 4 pi into ideal sin theta by r square we write. This is the according to the Bayat-Savart law. dB is equal to formula. This is in magnitude form. If you want vector form, you should multiply with r and divide with r, right? And then at that moment, dlr sin theta in the numerator we write like this. That is dB bar is equal to nu naught by 4 into dlr sin theta we write as dlr sin theta we write as dl bar cross r bar. In the denominator we write as r cube. This is the vector form of Bayat-Savart law. Because we know very well that is a bar cross b bar is ab sin theta vector product. Then based on that here dl r sin theta I wrote as dl bar cross r bar. In the denominator r cube it will be there. Let us go for the fourth question. What is that and what they are asking in this? You see, this is our fourth question. It was very simple, right? And I am explaining all the problems in the CBSE level. You see this very carefully. And a proton enters into a magnetic field of flux density 1.5 Tesla. Magnetic flux density is the 1.5 Tesla. A proton enters. Proton charge is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 Coulomb. That is enters into the magnetic field with velocity that is 20 into 10 to the power of 7 meter per second, and the angle is the 30 degree. Right? That is the angle is the 30 degree with the field. The force on the proton is what? Force on the proton is what? I will explain this one. This is a Q charge that is moving with velocity v in the magnetic field of induction B. That velocity is making 30 degree with the field. Then force on the charge is what? The force formula you know very well. That is QVB sine theta. Now we substitute all values at here. Q is 1.6 into the power of minus 19. B is 20 into the power of 7 into B sin theta, that is 1.5. Sin theta is the sin 30. Right? Now we have to simplify it. Sin 30 is the 1 by 2 and 2 10 you will get. Okay. Then next we have to simplify it. That is 1.6 into 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 19 plus 10 minus 9. You will get minus 9. Sorry, 10 to the power of minus 19, 10 to the power of 8. You will get as 10 to the power of minus 11. If we multiply both of them 1.6 into 1.5, we will get as 2.40 into 10 to the power of minus 11. This is the force unit is Newton. That means the second option is the right option. Let's go for the next problem. You take the screenshot and note it. That is the fifth problem I am going to explain. This is our fifth problem. What they are asking in this question. The fifth problem is that it was very simple. That is, an electric current passes through a long straight wire. Okay, this is a long straight wire. It is a long straight wire. It carries I current. From this, at a distance r, what is the formula for the magnetic field? Right? Very well, you know the magnetic field due to infinite straight current carrying wire. That formula is nu naught I by 2 pi r. What is our question? An electric current passes through the long straight wire. At a distance 5 cm from the wire, the magnetic field is B. The field at 20 cm from the wire will be. Right. Okay, let us go for the solution. And at a distance 5 centimeter from the long straight wire, current wire, the magnetic field they gave us B. Our question is that at a 20 centimeter distance, we should find out the magnetic field. That is the, I will consider as B2. B2 is equal to question mark. We have the formula for the B, that is nu naught I by 2 pi R. Now, we write is B inversely proportional to the R, right? Here we write in ratio form, that is the B1 by B2 is equal to R2 by R1 we should write. Where the B1 is B, B2 we have to find out. R2 is 20 by R1 is 5. 5 4 ja we will get. Finally, B2 formula we will get as B by 4, right? B by 4. That means here also the second option is the right option. Let's go for the next problem. That is the problem number 6. What they are asking in this question. Next question is the sixth one. You see this this is our sixth question. What they are asking in this. A wire carrying current 4 amperes, right? Whenever you are going to solve the problem, first write the given values and select the formula. A wire carrying current of 4 amperes, right? How much current it carries? 4 amperes. It is necessary to have the magnetic field pi into 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla at the center. Then radius of the circle must be. Very simple it is. There is one wire. There is one wire. It carries current 4 amperes. This is a circular wire. It carries current 4 amperes. 4 amperes. Then at the center of the wire, the magnetic field should be pi into 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla. For that, what should be the radius of the circular wire? Then for the purpose, what is the formula for the magnetic field at the center of the wire? It is the nu naught I by 2R, right? B they gave us pi into 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla. Nu naught value we know as 4.10 to the power of minus 7 Henry per meter. I is the 4, 2 into R is the radius that we should find out. Then 2 ja and pi also gets cancelled, and R is equal to, we will get as 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters we will get. That is nothing but 8 centimeters. This is the solution for the sixth problem. Let's go for the seventh one. This is our seventh problem. What is this? The seventh problem is that an electron is revolving in a circular orbit of radius 0.5 angstrom with velocity 2.2 into 10 to the power of 6 meter per second. The magnetic dipole moment of revolving electron. Yes, electron charge we know 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. that electron is moving in particular orbit with speed 2.2 into 10 to the power of 6 meter per second, and the radius of the orbit they give us 0.5 angstroms that you convert into meters, that is 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. Then our question is that magnetic dipole moment. Magnetic dipole moment of revolving electron, its formula is EVR by 2. When electron revolves in particular orbit, when electron revolves in particular orbit with some speed, at that moment, right, some current will generate in one revolution or the rotation. Due to that current, it will behaves like a magnet, and it has some magnetic moment. Magnetic moment of revolving electron formula is EBR by 2. Substitute the values. E is the 1.6 into the power of minus 19. B is the 2.2 into the power of 6. R is 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 10 by 2. Then if we simplify this, what you will get? 2 0.8, we will get that 0.5 means 1 by 2. By 2, this 2.2 means 1.1, you will get 0.8 into 1.1, you will get as 0.88 into, in the numerator, minus 19 plus 6, minus 13, minus 13, minus 20, minus 10, minus 23, we will get. This is nothing but 8.8 into 10 to the power of minus 24 ampere meter square. Magnetic moment unit is the ampere meter square. The first option is the right option. Let us go for the next problem. That is the problem number 8. What they are asking in this question, right? Okay, you take the screenshot of the 7th one and you try to complete it. And now I am going to explain the 8th. This is our 8th problem. A wire carrying current of 140 amperes, right? One wire carries current. Wire carries current 140 amperes. That is bent in the form of circle of radius 6 centimeters. That is 6 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. The flux density at a distance 8 centimeters on the axis passing through the coil perpendicular to the plane will be. What happening at here? A wire carrying current 140 amperes. That is bent in the form of circle. That circle radius is, this is circle. The radius of the circle they give as capital R, that is 6 centimeters. It carries some current, right? The current they gave as 140 amperes. Then our question is that at a distance 8 centimeters on the axis, right? On the axis of the wire, circular loop, at a distance 8 centimeters, centimeter converted into meters, that is 8 into the power of minus 2 meters, right? We have to find out the magnetic field. That's all. Very simple. We know very well the formula for the magnetic induction on the axis of the circular current carrying coil. That formula we have to use it here. For the n turns, we write as nu naught ni r square by 2 of r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. Here it is only one turn. That's why here we write n is 1. That is formula is nu naught ir square by 2 of r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. Now we have to substitute all values in this, then to get the answer, that is b is equal to nu naught value is 4.10 to the power of minus 7, I value is 140, r square means 36 into 10 to the power of minus 4 by 2 of r square, that means 36 into 10 to the power of minus 4 plus x square 64 into 10 to the power of minus 4 whole power 3 by 2. Now we have to simplify it. That is 4 5 into 10 to the power of minus 7. This is nu naught. I value is 140 into 36 into 10 to the power of minus 4. In the denominator, we will get as 2 into r square plus x square, 36 plus 64, that is 100. 100 into 10 to the power of minus 4 whole power 3 by 2 we will get. Now we have to simplify it. That is 2 pi, 2 ja, you will get as 2 pi into, this is 140 into 36. 140 into 36 we have to do. Remaining 10 to the power of minus 7 minus 4, that is 10 to the power of minus 11. In the denominator we will get as 10 to the power of minus 2. This one minus 2 whole power 3 by 2, that is 10 to the power of minus 3 we will get. Then finally 2 pi into 140 into 36 we will get as, you simplify it, 140 into 36, that is a 5040 you will get. 5040 into 10 to the power of minus 11 minus 3 minus 14 you will get. Okay, and 2 into 5000, then this we write as 5 into this we will get as 10,000, right? 80 you will get. Into 10 to the power of minus 14 we will get. And finally what answer you will get, right? You can simplify it, and if you simplify it you will get the some answer. uh, Something wrong it is appearing. Okay, here minus 11 plus 3, 10 to the power of minus 11, 10 to the power of minus 3, it is 10 to the power of minus 8, right? And this will write as 5 into 10 to the power of 4 into 10 to the power of minus 8, that is you will get as 5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 Tesla. This is the answer. That means which option is the right option? The right option is the first option. Okay, this is our eighth problem, right? Let us go for the next problem. You take the screenshot and note it everything. Next I am going to explain the ninth problem, right? What they are asking in this, it was very simple. The ninth problem is that a circular coil of radius capital R, okay, carries current I. The magnetic field at the center is B, and the distance from the center on the axis of the coil where the magnetic field is B by 8. It was a very simple problem. Okay, I will explain to you. This is a coil, right? This coil has the radius capital R. Okay, and now the magnetic field at the center of the coil is B. On the axis, at what distance, right? If you go away from the coil on the axis, the field will be decreases. At a particular point on the axis, the field become 1 by 8 times. Then our question that x value is how much? Then for that what they gave in this question, magnetic field at the center they gave as B, and magnetic field on the axis they gave as B by 8, right? At what distance it will happen, this is our question. And the radius of the coil they gave as capital R. What is the formula for the magnetic induction at the center? Formula is nu naught Ni by 2R. What is the formula for the magnetic induction on the axis? Nu naught Ni R square by 2 of R square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. These are the formulas for the magnetic induction at the center of the coil and on the axis of the coil. If we divide both of them, right? If we divide both of them, you will get the formula for the magnetic induction on the axis as magnetic induction at the center by 1 plus x square by r square whole power 3 by 2. You remember this, and now we have to simplify this. BA we write as B by 8 magnetic induction on the axis. At the center it is B by 1 plus x square by r square whole power 3 by 2. Now we have to simplify some more. Then for the purpose what we have to do it here, just you listen very carefully and try to understood each and every step. That is reciprocal 1 by 8 we got here. We will get cross multiplication. 8 is equal to 1 plus x square by r square whole power 3 by 2 we will get. Now 2 cube we can write it here, that is equal to 1 plus x square by r square whole power 3 by 2 we will get. This we write as 2 is equal to, from this 2 is equal to we write as 1 plus x square by r square whole power 1 by 2 we write. Cube root you can do that one. When you will do this one you will get like this, or otherwise this one also we write as whole power 3, right? Power same means base will be same like that, and squaring on both sides, right? If you do the squaring on both sides, then what you will get, that is you will get as 4 is equal to 1 plus x square by r square, right? X square by r square is equal to 3 you will get, and x is equal to you will get as root 3 into r. This is the final answer, right? The final answer is the root 3 r. That means the second option is the right option. This is the problem number 9, right? Let us go for the problem number 10. This is our problem number 10, right? It was very simple problem. Okay, I think you can try. Okay, this is our problem number 10. Let's go for the solution, right? A proton is fired with speed 200 to the power of 6 meter per second, an angle of 60 degree to the x-axis. Okay, we should draw the diagram. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. This is a proton of charge q. It is projected with some speed v at an angle 60 degree with x-axis. This is the 60 degree with x-axis. And if uniform magnetic field 0.1 Tesla is applied along y-axis, magnetic field is applied along the y-axis. That proton is projected with velocity v at 60 degree with x-axis. Okay, but the magnetic field applied along the y-axis. Then our question, force on proton, force on charge only again. Force on charge. What is the proton charge? 1.6 into the power of minus 19 coulomb. And the proton velocity how much? 2 into the power of 6 meter per second. And proton is kept in the magnetic field 0.1 Tesla. Then that is along the y-axis. Question is that the force is how much? Then here angle they give 60 degree, but we require the angle between the V and B only in the force formula, right? That's why it should be 30 degree, right? And force formula is QVB sine theta, right? Substitute all values. 1.6 into the power of minus 19, V is 2 into the power of 6, V is 0.1 into sine 30, that is a 1 by 2. This 2 gets cancelled, and finally we will get the answer, that is a 1.6 into the power of minus 19 minus 10 minus 20 plus 6 minus 14 Newton we will get. That means second option is the right option. Let's go for the next problem. That is the problem number 11. What they are asking in this question. This is our 11th problem. Very simple problem it is, right? The 11th problem is that a straight wire, okay, conductor of length 10 centimeters that is kept in the magnetic field of induction 0.02 Tesla. Angle between the conductor and the field is 30 degree. A current of 5 amperes passed through the conductor. The force on the conductor is what? Okay, let us see here. This is a straight conductor. It carries I current. Right, its length is L. This is kept in the magnetic field. That magnetic field is like this there. The magnetic field is making some angle with the length, that is theta. Right. Then force on the conductor is what? What they gave in the question? First you write the length of the conductor. They gave 10 centimeters. That is 10 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. We will convert that one 10 to the power of minus 1 meters. We will get. And one more information they gave, that is kept in the magnetic field, that is 0.02 Tesla at an angle 30 degree, right? And the current in the wire is the 5 amperes. Then the force on the wire is what? Force formula is very simple, that is ILB sine theta. You substitute all values at here. That is the I is the 5, L is the 10 to the power of minus 1, B is the 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2 into sine theta, that is the sine 30, that is the 1 by 2. 2 to cancel, then we will get as 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 Newton. That is the second option is the right option. Let's go for the 12th problem. This is the 12th problem. The magnitude of the force between pair of conductors each of length 110 centimeters carrying current of 10 amperes and separated by a distance of 10 centimeter is. Options are provided. Okay, these are the options. Let us see the question. Let's go for the solution. What they are asking in this. The magnitude of force between pair of conductors. For example, these are the two conductors. They carries the current I1 and I2. There is some separation between these two conductors. Then when the current is in the same direction, they are attract with each other. If the currents are in opposite direction, they will repel with each other. Right? And here the magnitude of force between pairs we have to find out, right? And they carry same current, that is I1 is equal to I2 is equal to 10 amperes, and they are separated by a distance 10 centimeters, that is nothing but 10 and 10 to the power of minus 2, 10 to the power of minus 1 meters, and the length of the conductor they gave is 110 centimeters, that is 110 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. Then force formula is what? Force between the two parallel conductors formula is nu naught I1 I2 by 2 pi r into L we have to use, where nu naught is the 4.10 to the power of minus 7. I1 I2 is the 10 into 10 into L is 110 into 10 to the power of minus 2 by 2 pi r. 2 pi r value is 10 centimeters, 10 to the power of minus 1 meters. This is 2 pi, 2 you will get into 2 into 110, that is the 220 into 10 to the power of minus 7, and this 10 to the power of 2, this 10 to the power of minus 2 will cancel, and minus 7 plus 1 you will get as minus 6. Here we write as 22 into 10 to the power of minus 5 newtons. This is the solution of the problem number 12. Let's go for the problem number 13. What is this? Problem number 13. The problem number 13 is that two parallel conductors A and B separated by a distance 5 centimeters, right? Carrying current of 6 amperes and 2 amperes in the same direction. The point between A and B where the field is 0, right? You see, you first you draw the diagram if anything is there, right? For example, this is the first wire carrying current 6 amperes. This is the second wire, it carrying the current 2 amperes, right, in the same direction. The point between A and B where the field is 0. For example, due to the straight current carrying wire, what is the direction of the magnetic field due to the first wire? Due to the first wire, on the right side, the magnetic field will be inward. Due to the second wire, the magnetic field at this point is the outward. That means the magnetic field due to two wires are in opposite direction. They may be cancelled. And where the field is cancelled, there we say that there is a null point. The distance of the point we should find out from A conductor or the B conductor. I will take this as X, okay, and this is the distance between the two conductors is R, right? The point between A and B from the field. Then this is will become R minus X. Here, in order to get the null point solution, first we write the given values. Current in the first conductor is 6 amperes. Current in the second conductor is the 2 amperes. And the separation between the two conductors is the 5 centimeters. That is the 5 into the power of minus 2 meters. And for example, this at field 0 means field 0 means field should be cancelled, right, at a particular point. That is the b1 equal to b2 we can consider. B1 is what we write, field due to first conductor, that is a nu naught I1 by 2 pi first conductor's distance from first conductor where the field is 0. I am considering that at this point the field is 0, net field is 0. Net field 0 means this point distance from first conductor is this one. Field due to second conductor, that is nu naught I2 by 2 pi. Second conductor distance is R minus X. Right now, nu naught 2 pi cancel. I1 by X, 6 by X is equal to I2 is the 2 by R minus X. R minus X. Now 2 3 ja, we should do the cross multiplication at here. That is 3R minus 3X is equal to 1X you will get. Then 3R is equal to 4X and X is equal we will get as 3R by 4. What is the value of R? R value they gave us 5 centimeters or the 5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. Right? This we write as 5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. That is the 3 5 ja 15. 15 by 4 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters, right? And this is nothing but 4 3 ja 12, 4 7 ja 3.75 meters into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters, 3.75 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. This is from A. Or this we can also write like this, that is x is equal we will get as x is equal we will get from this as x is equal to 3.75 centimeters. This is from A, but there in the options they give from B. From B distance is what? This 0 point distance R minus x. From B the distance is R minus x. That is the R minus x is the R is the how much? 5 centimeters. R is the 5 centimeters. Okay, R is the 5 centimeters, right? In centimeters if you want, 5 centimeter minus 3.575 centimeters, that means 1.25 centimeters from this is from B. That means the right option is the third option. Let us go for the next problem. this is our 14th problem. What they gave in the question. The 14th problem is that a coil area is 100 centimeters square. Coil area is 100 centimeters square. Convert this into meter square by multiplying with 10 power minus 4. Right? And number of turns is the 500. And current is 1 milliampere. Current is 1 milliampere. Convert the milliamperes into amperes, that is the 10 to the power of 10 to the power of minus 3 amperes. And the plane makes an angle 60 degree. Plane makes an angle 60 degree with the line of induction field. Then the torque on the coil is what? Okay, you remember one formula it here. If any coil is in the magnetic field, on that coil torque will act. There is a formula is there for the torque. That is the torque is equal to NIAB sin theta, right? Where theta is angle between B bar and A bar. A bar is normal to the plane. And NIAB cos alpha also we can use. This formula is applicable when alpha is angle between plane and angle between the plane and field. Here in the question, angle between the plane and field they gave that we have to find out the torque, that we can use as NIAB cos alpha. Substitute all values in this. N is the 500. N I is what? 10 to the power of minus 3. A is 10 to the power of minus 2. B is, what is the field in this question they gave? The field they gave as 10 to the power of minus 3 Weber per meter square. Now substitute all values in this. NIAB cos alpha is cos 60. Now you simplify it, you will get the answer. That answer is the 250 into 10 to the power of minus 8 Newton meter. That means the first option is the right option. Let us go for the 15th problem. This is our 15th problem. The 15th problem is that the maximum current point 0.5 amperes can be passed through the galvanometer. The maximum current through the galvanometer is 0.5 milliampere. Milliampere convert into amperes. That is 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 amperes. A resistance of galvanometer 20 ohms. Right? And the next they gave that the resistance to be connected in series to convert it into voltmeter of range 0 to 5 volts. I want to convert the galvanometer into voltmeter. This is the galvanometer. Right? In order to convert this galvanometer into voltmeter, we should connect a high resistance in series. Then how much resistance we should connect in the series, right? To convert into a voltmeter which measures the 5 volts. Then our formula we have very simple, it is, that is V by Ig minus G, where V is the, we want to measure 5 volt and Ig is the 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 minus galvanometer resistance is 20, then you will get as 10,000 minus 20. That means the R value is 9,980 ohms. This is the answer. Let us go for the 16th problem. This is our 16th problem. The 16th problem is that the resistance of the galvanometer is 5 ohms. Resistance of the galvanometer is 5 ohm. The maximum current measured by the galvanometer is 0.015 amperes. Is nothing but 15 into 10 to the power of minus 3 amperes. To convert the galvanometer into ammeter which measures 1.5 amperes. I want to convert it into ammeter. That ammeter can measure the current 1.5 amperes. Galvanometer measures 0.015. Ammeter can measure the 1.5. How do you convert the galvanometer into ammeter? By connecting a small resistance called shunt in parallel, that we know, in order to convert the galvanometer into ammeter. Galvanometer can measure the small current, ammeter can measure the large current. Then shunt resistance is what? Then shunt resistance, how we can find out it? In order to find out the shunt resistance, we have to use a formula, that is shunt resistance formula is what? S is equal to G by N minus 1. Yes, you know very well this formula. Where N is I by Ig, new reading by old reading. That is 1.5 by 15 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Right, 15, 0.1 you will get, and then you will get as 100. Right, then if you substitute in this G by G value, how much? G value how much? G value is 5 ohm by N minus 1, that is 100 minus 1, 5 by 99 ohm, that should be connected in parallel. Connected in parallel to the galvanometer in order to convert the galvanometer into ammeter. Let's go for the next problem. This is our 17th problem. Two wires of same length shaped into square and circle if they carry the same current. Current is same. And two wires of same length constant. One is made in the form of circle, L length of the wire. Okay, first it is made like circle, then it is made with like a square. They carrying the same current, right? And here the circle radius is smaller. First square, then circle. Okay, first square, then circle. L length of wire first converted into square, right? With side we can consider as A, and next it is converted into circle with the radius we can consider as the smaller, and they carry the same current I. Let us consider. Okay, first the two wires we have. One wire bent like a square and other wire bent like a circle, right? Then our question, ratio of magnetic moments. What is the formula for the magnetic moment of coil? Magnetic moment formula is NIA. NIA in terms of current and area, right? Then in this, number of turns is 1. Right here magnetic moment is IA, magnetic moment of circular coil, because N is 1 at here. Okay, here current also constant, then here the magnetic moment is directly proportional to area, right? Here magnetic moments ratio we should find out, that is the areas ratio we have to find out. What is the area of the first one? The first one is the square and the second one is the circle. That means the first one area is a square area, that is A square. Second one is the circle area. Circle area is pi r square. Then we have to find out the A and R. In the question they not give the A and R. That's why when L length of wire bent like a square, then its parameter is what, right? Its parameter from this 4a you will get that is equal to L, because L length only converted into 4 parts, then a is equal to we will get as L by 4. And in the circle, same L length converted into circle. Circle length is the 2 pi r, that is equal to L. Then r is equal to we will get as L by 2 pi. This we substitute in this equation. A we write as L by 4 whole square, and pi into r we write as L by 2 pi whole square. Now we have to simplify it. L square by 16 by pi into L square by 4 pi square. Now we have to simplify it. Then if we simplify it, then what you will get? That is L square by 16 into 4 pi by L square we will get. 4 pi by L square we will get. L square cancel. 4 4 ja. Then final answer is pi by 4. Means 5 is 4 is the right answer. That is the D option is the correct option. Then next let us go for the next problem. This is our 18th problem. What they are asking in this? There are two alpha particles having the ratio of their velocities, that is 3 by 2, and they move in different circular paths. The ratio of the radii of their circular path, they enters into the magnetic field. Then the ratio of radii we have to find out. Yes. Then the radius formula is what? mv by 2b, right? And both are alpha particles, charge constant, alpha particle. Both are enters into the same magnetic field, field constant. Both are alpha particles, they have the mass constant. That means here we write R inversely proportional to the not inversely proportional, directly proportional, right? R1 by R2 is equal to we write as V1 by V2. That is 3 by 2. That means the same option will be there. Okay. And next, let us go for the next problem. Nineteenth one. What they are asking in this? Current sensitivity of the galvanometer can be increased by, how we can increase the current sensitivity? This is our question. Yes, what is the formula for the current sensitivity? The current sensitivity formula is VAN by C, right? Current sensitivity depends upon these factors, and current sensitivity is directly proportional to the VAN. That's why when VAN increases, then the current sensitivity also increases. But in order to increase the current sensitivity, C should be decreased. Okay. And if the magnet, what they are asking, current sensitivity can be increased by decreasing field. If the field is decreased, then current sensitivity decreases. Wrong answer. If the number of turns decreased, they are asking by decreasing number of turns, how you can increase the current sensitivity, right? If you decrease the area, right, then number current sensitivity decreases. If you decrease the number of turns, current sensitivity decreases. But something you should decrease, but the current sensitivity should increase. For that, C should be decreased. If C decreases, if C decreases, then current sensitivity increases. Then this C is the restoring torque per unit test. That will depends upon the third spring constant. That means now the option is the right option is the C. Next, last one more problem we will discuss. Okay, this is my next problem. You see this? This is the last problem. This is the problem number 20. What they are asking? A solenoid has solution. A solenoid has 500 turns per a solenoid has 500 turns per meter. Small n is the 500 and solenoid carries current 3 amperes. It is made up of iron. Relative permeability 5000. Determine the magnetic intensity and magnetic field. Magnetic intensity on the solenoid formula Ni. Magnetic field formula nu r into nu naught Na. These two formulas you can use to solve this problem. This is a solenoid. Okay, with free space formula is on the axis. It carries high current. Free space if it is there. B formula nu naught Ni. Medium is there. Some rod, iron rod we kept. Then B formula nu r into nu naught Ni, that is equal to nu Ni.